Welcome to Elite Expert Insider. It's Melanie Johnson, your host this week. So, you know what? I thought this would be a good week to talk about focusing on solutions and not problems. Let me tell you about my week. So, in Houston, if anybody have been watching around, we've had a tornado that happened about a month and a half ago. And then a week or so ago, we had a hurricane. So obviously there's been a lot of disaster going on in my own personal life. How I was affected, I had massive trees down. I had a giant tree in my front yard that went down, another giant tree in my backyard that went down. And don't ask me how, but neither of them hit my house. They were like inches away from hitting my house. And then my neighbor next door had three giant trees that crashed the fence, went into my swimming pool, and we lost two fences, parts of fences there, and my pool got a little damaged. But thankfully, nobody was hurt. Huge mess in the yard. But then we recovered from that. And 2 days after that happened, I left. I had a family vacation planned, so had to really focus on how to take care of that within 24 hours and really had to focus on the solution of that, which I'm going to dive into a little deeper. Then fast forward July 5th, we have a hurricane. Again, I'm out of town, lost another giant tree that went across electric poles and you couldn't get out of the street. And then had two other trees that were on our subdivision. So everybody was trapped inside the subdivision. So again, problems, no electricity, what's going on. So I have to tell you, you have to focus on solutions. You get tied up in the problem. So a lot of people are rehashing and rehashing what happened, and then you're not focusing on the good parts. So then after we got home from the hurricane, we found out my son's house, the water heater had a leak and there might be mold in his house. So you're like, really? I got to deal with all that too? So again, let's hash that all out and how I've had to deal with in my life that might be able to help you of when things come crashing down. And usually it's not just one thing, it's multiple things. And we're like, oh my gosh, this, then that, then the other thing. And it can be overwhelming. It can be stressful. It can cause anxiety. And what I have found that has helped me is to take a breath and not lump it all together and do that whole data dump of all the things that are going wrong, because that can throw you into anxiety and stress. What I've realized in my life of going through all of these huge things that have happened in my past is take them in bite-sized pieces, because if you start listing everything, you become super overwhelmed and want to hide under the covers. So I try and take things one problem or one challenge at a time. So with the trees that first happened in with the tornado, the first thing I did was literally within minutes after them falling and the sky clearing was I called the tree guy. I had a tree guy that had worked for me in the past, and I was the very first one on his list. So he showed up right after daybreak at my house first and got all the trees done and removed from my yard and the neighbors' trees done. They couldn't believe, how did you get someone so fast? Well, he didn't even realize the extent of the storm. So again, taking action, thinking about solution, instead of me just going in my head over and over again, oh my gosh, the trees fell, and calling every friend and rehashing the story and living in that and living in the drama of it, I cleared my brain and said, how do I move forward? What's the best first next step? So when you're dealing with this, think about what is your first best next step that can push you forward and move the problems towards the solution. So that was what I did. I called the tree guy. He was out here. He got it taken care of. Then I had a fence that was bad, right? So one of the fence, each fence was with a neighbor. One neighbor took care of the one fence. The other neighbor was leaving to go out of town. So I talked with them and I said, no problem. I'll take the ball and run with it. They gave me their fence guy's name and number. I had a fence guy and called them right away, got bids right away, and then got on their schedule, decided which one to use. Again, it comes down to making a decision. And I understand you want to have the best person for the job at the best price. And I'm kind of a shoot from the hip type of person. And there are times where you need to slow down and analyze bids, analyze the solutions, and get the best person. Because sometimes if you move too fast, it may not work out, but sometimes it does work out. So on top of this, I need a new roof from these storms. So I am going a little slower on the roof because it's not as and I always say rough instead of roof, but to analyze exactly what I'm getting. But then it's just taking that action, getting the bids. So I implore you, when you're facing challenges, whether it's a relationship challenge, whether it's a work challenge, is to think about the solutions, analyze the problem. What is the first action step that can move you forward? And then what are the other action steps that can move you forward to get this going? The other thing that I realized is, my neighbor's pools and my pool turning green from all these storms. So I went and got these automated pool skimmers. I knew my pool guy was not going to be able to get to me for probably a couple weeks, and that would make the pool even worse. So I had bought these pool skimmers, the one that goes on the top that's solar. This is not an endorsement for them or anything. I don't have an affiliate link for you, but I will have to say I put one on the top of the pool. I put the other one on the bottom of the pool, and I started skimming the pool. And I got to tell you, within 3 days, oh, and I bought the hand vacuum too. So I bought everything. And I vacuumed, I went in the pool and I vacuumed the bottom myself. I did the shock. So it was like, what do I do? What is in my control? I think that's the other thing, is think about what can I control and what I can't control. So if you take the problem and the challenge and say, okay, this is a list of the things I can control and can take action on. So what are the action items? Of those action items and things that need to be corrected, what can you do and what do you need somebody else to do? I'm really great at, trying to leverage other people too, but it's making sure that you get the right people. So I took action on what I knew I could take action on, was to buy these pieces of equipment. And I felt like I was the main pool guy. Like, instead of watching anything or doing anything fun, my fun was getting in the pool and getting it clean. So within, I guess it was 3 or 4 days, it was clean enough that I could go swimming again, where everybody else in my neighborhood was waiting for their pool guy still. So they got another week. So again, think of the things that you can control and the things you can't control, and things that you can give and leverage to somebody else that they can do while you're dealing with this. So I think it's taking action. And the other thing that's real important is the mindset, right? Is getting into a mindset of positivity, a mindset of energy, a mindset of you can do this. I was listening to Jim Rohn this morning, and he said, have a mindset of that you're the best. And being the best means you can still make mistakes, but it's having that confidence and feeling good about what you can do. And when you feel internally that you're the best, I think it really can just make a shift, whether it's I'm the best parent, I'm the best leader, I'm the best at whatever you do, the electrician, the plumber. And what that does is it's telling yourself that you can do it. And if you feel like, well, I'm really not the best, well, guess what? In today's society, you can educate yourself. If there's something you don't know how to do, there's a thing called YouTube out there, and YouTube can teach you almost everything that you want to learn. I love my brother Mark is like, he's always like Mr. Fix It lately. He's like, I don't know how to do that, but he looks it up on YouTube and he teaches himself how to do it. And I tell people, you can become an expert at anything you want to do in today's society. I mean, when I was coming up, I was born in 1962. You were looking at books and magazines, and it was kind of like the slow road. Now, within minutes and within seconds, you can teach yourself how to be really good at something or find a solution. So those are some of my tips today. This is a really short podcast for you, but I hope it was inspiring, and stay safe out there. There's more weather to come and more problems that pop up every day. So just know that, feel that you're confident, have a great mindset, be positive, think about the solution, educate yourself, take action on what you can control, and find the best people that can help you solve the solution as well. So if you'd like to reach out to us, catch us at eliteonlinepublishing.com. And of course, if you're thinking about writing a book, we are the best publishing company. We're a global publishing company. We have authors from all over the world. We'd love to work with you. Reach out to us and we'll see if we're a good fit for each other. Have a great day. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.
Hey, are you looking to increase your revenue, build credibility, and elevate your brand? This podcast is brought to you by Elite Online Publishing, an innovative publishing and full spectrum marketing company. They will publish and market your book to make it a #1 bestseller. Becoming an author is the best way to market your business. So contact them at eliteonlinepublishing.com today. All of their authors become #1 bestsellers.